I don't know how I ever got through that, but those last 4 years were rough for me. I always thought Drew Brees and the Saints had a little bit of a chance to win the Super Bowl, but now I can rest easy knowing it will never be Drew Brees and the Saints. Good night. What's going on, Falcons fans? Logan here. Welcome back to Rise Up Rundown, and if you're new here, welcome. The Atlanta Falcons have officially found their new head coach, and it's the former offensive coordinator from the Tennessee Titans, Arthur Smith. I think this is a really good hire, but I'm going to go more into depth on that in this video. Without further ado, let's just talk about this new head coach starting right now. Let's go over some basic information on Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith is 38 years old. I believe he's going to be 39 in May, I want to say. So it's good to see that the Falcons finally grabbed themselves a younger head coach instead of an older head coach that has like a playbook from 2001 and he thinks that playbook is going to work in 2021. So finally we have a younger head coach that has some time to develop and become a really good head coach. He's also an offensive-minded coach, and whether you want to believe it or not, today's NFL is all about offense. Not saying defense is useless, but I'm just saying that today's NFL is definitely more offensive than it is defensive. So Arthur Blank has kind of caught on to that, and he's like, okay, let's do what works in today's NFL. And also, that's the Falcons' strength, is on offense. Like the two Super Bowls we went to in 1999 and 2017 literally was because of our offense and our offensive-minded coaches I can't quite remember who the coach was in the 1999 Super Bowl run, but I remember he was an offensive-minded coach is all I know. And in 2017, Kyle Shanahan. So Arthur Smith is like, all right, fine, let's grab an offensive-minded coach and see where this goes. And Arthur Smith has been coaching since the late 2000s. So for a 38, going to be 39-year-old guy, good for him to be coaching since the late 2000s. So he's been coaching for a long time. And the last thing I wanted to point out here for the basic information, and I'm not going to act like I found this one myself. I saw this one on a YouTube video. I can't quite remember his name, but if I remember his name, I'll put it in the comments and I'll have you watch his video because it's a really good video. But he told us that Arthur Smith is actually the son of Frederick Smith, and Frederick Smith is the founder of FedEx, actually. And I'm putting this here because I think it's pretty good to know that he has probably a good mentor, and you know, his dad probably knows some tips and tricks to teach his son on how to run something here. So I mean, I don't want to act like I need to tell Arthur what to do here and be like, ask your dad what to do. It's just, you know, I'm just gonna assume he probably has a good mentor to go to, so that's pretty good for Arthur. Now, let's go to Arthur Smith's coaching history, and it's really good. In 2007 through 2008, he was the Washington Redskins Defensive Quality Assistant. In 2010, he was the Ole Miss Defensive Intern and Administrative Assistant. In 2011, he was the Tennessee Titans Defensive Quality Control Coach. So, Arthur Smith actually knows a little bit about defense. Obviously, he specializes in offense, but it's good to know that we have a head coach that isn't like clueless on defense, so he can help out the defense the best he can. Then in 2012, he was the Tennessee Titans Offensive Quality Control Coach. 2013, he was the Tennessee Titans Offensive Line and Tight End Assistant Coach. 2014 through 15, he was the Tennessee Titans Assistant Tight End Coach. And then this is when it's kind of starting to get pretty serious. In 2016 through 18, he was the Tennessee Titans Tight End Coach. He's not some assistant coach. He's not a quality control coach. No, he's the tight end coach for the Tennessee Titans. And then in 2019 through 20, he became the Titans offensive coordinator. And that's kind of when everyone started to turn heads and be like, this Arthur Smith guy is pretty legit. And then in 2021, he became the Atlanta Falcons head coach. So this guy is sounding pretty legit as far as his history goes. But everyone's just wondering, what can Arthur Smith do on the field? How is he going to help this Falcons team? And by the way, I was just grabbing my charger because my computer is about to die. So if you heard anything, that's the charging noise. Anyway, all of us Falcons fans were begging and begging for Matt Ryan to get a run game and to have a coach that utilizes tight ends and for a coach to use play action more because that's what Matt Ryan loves. Well, let's just rejoice, Falcons Nation, because we have a head coach that literally gave us exactly what we wished for. I guess a genie came to Arthur Smith the night before he was going to interview coaches. He said, I want a coach that literally does everything perfect for Matt Ryan. And I guess the genie was like, okay, well, you have to wish for it. And then Arthur blank wished, and then they got the wish. Okay, that Arthur Smith can literally do everything we've been preaching he would. He utilizes tight ends a lot. So I definitely expect Hayden Hurst to have a much better year than he did in 2020. I don't know if it's that hard to be better than you could with Dirk Cutter, but you got the idea. I think he's going to be utilized a lot more, and then the running backs are going to be utilized a lot more. Now, I think Arthur Smith is probably going to draft a much bigger running back to use, because I don't think he's going to want to use the running backs that he has right now in Ito Smith and Quadri Allison. He's probably going to draft a bigger running back. In fact, I wouldn't really be that surprised if they go for Najee Harris, at least in like the second round, because he's probably going to want to have another Derrick Henry on the team. But I guess I don't blame him, because he found a way to make Derrick Henry kind of the hero on that Titans offense. So I guess I don't blame him. But what I'm trying to say is Arthur Smith really knows how to use the running game, and he really utilizes tight ends. And I caught on to this part of Arthur Smith's play calling even before Arthur Smith was rumored to be a head coach. Arthur Smith loves play action. I was watching the Titans play a little bit this year, and I just kept seeing play action, and I'm like, man, Arthur Smith really likes to use play action here. Ryan Tannehill's lucky to have him, and that's such good news for Matt Ryan. Like, he's always been a play-action type of quarterback, and play-action's the type of play that can really create big plays. Like, you can have, the defense fooled for thinking it's a run because Arthur Smith loves to run the ball, but there's times where he'll fake it, and the defense is like, wait, what? It's not Derrick Henry, and then Ryan Tannehill runs, and it's a score. So, it's good to see that we have a head coach that knows how to use trick plays. Like, he knows when to use his receivers, he knows when to use his tight ends, he knows when to use his running backs, and that just means an absolute nightmare for defenses. It's like, oh crap, how are we going to deal with this? So we have, I don't want to say a mastermind on offense yet. We have to see how Arthur Smith does first. But I mean, from the looks of it, it looks like he's a mastermind on offense. And then the last thing I wanted to point out here, he's not afraid to make moves. Like, he wasn't afraid to bench his starting quarterback at the time, Marcus Mariota, for an unproven kind of quarterback in Ryan Tannehill, and he just freaking rejuvenated Ryan Tannehill's career. And he became like a top 10 quarterback last year. And obviously the same could be said about Matt Ryan. He could really rejuvenate Matt Ryan's career. Now, I would not be that surprised if he wants to draft a somewhat, well, actually, if he didn't even play a game in the NFL in any of the rookie quarterbacks in the 2021 draft this year, he would be drafting a unproven rookie. So, I wouldn't be surprised if he started to draft an unproven rookie just to see what he can do. I mean, if he was, bold enough to put out an unproven quarterback in Ryan Tannehill, I wouldn't be surprised if he wanted to draft an unproven quarterback in whoever they're going to draft. But obviously, that's just if. Obviously, we're hoping that Matt Ryan's career gets rejuvenated here. Now, do I think that this is a good hire? Absolutely. I think this is a pretty legit hire. We just have to see what Arthur Smith does here. And And that's all I got. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Other than that, I will see you guys with a video this Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern. Love and appreciate you all for the support. As always, rise up.